Check 1, 2.
I never wave to people I don't know because what if they don't have a hand? I look like I'm bragging. That's a Mitch Hedberg joke. I always sound check Mitch Hedberg jokes, and I didn't realize.
Oh, I didn't know. I always thought that was yours. I've heard you check that whenever we did shows together.
Yeah, no,
I always thought it was yours.
I always do Mitch because I never know what to say.
Right.
Sound checking, and so he has just really quick one-liners, and so
the best.
Okay, I haven't said that in like a month and a half because I haven't done shows, and I just realized how bad I missed sound checking.
Yeah,
I'm like itching to.
We'll never take it for granted again.
No, we're making dreams come true tonight. We're sound checking just like we always did.
What is your favorite Hedberg joke, Bob? Like, obviously that's one of them, but what is like your top 2 Mitch Hedberg jokes?
Probably, I want to rob a bank with a BB gun and say, "Give me all your money, or I'll give you a dimple." Either I get rich or you get cuter.
I don't even remember that one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a funny one.
I'm gonna start stealing your sound check material.
Yeah.
Full circle.
I like. I've noticed that whether or not a duck likes me has a lot to do with whether or not I have bread.
Yeah. Dogs are always in the push-up position.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I don't want to let anything out of the bag too early, but there may be some bread in tonight's episode. Just FYI.
Nice. I've written a couple of jokes I feel like have a Mitch Hedberg vibe to them. Like I wrote one and it was, what if my deep dark secret is that I like putting cats into bags?
That's great.
Yeah, that one kind of feels a little bit Mitch.
All right, we're getting close. We're getting close, you guys. It's time to be serious here.
Okay.
Yes.
And we've got theme song.
Oh, good.
This week. So I'm gonna let that roll, and then we're gonna be ready to go. Okay, are you guys dressed?
Yes.
Well, from the top up, like.
All right. Here we go. Can you hear that?
Nope.
This is the most disappointing. You set it all up, guys. Are you ready?
It sounds like
can you seriously not hear it?
No.
You can't hear it.
No. Are you ready to rock? I can't hear you. You heard us. You heard us rock.
Well, coming up soon. That was always the worst. Radio guys would be like, "Are you ready to rock?" Well,
wait a second.
Oh, he had something muted. He's figured.
Wait a second. I know what I did wrong. Hang on a second. Hey, don't go anywhere, anybody. There's gonna be a theme song. All
Where
right.
are we gonna go? We're quarantined.
All right. Now, are you guys ready now?
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I love the lyrics.
Yeah. We did it. Oh, that's nice. It was kind of, it had a little like, at the end.
Yeah.
Who did that?
That was somebody named Hannah.
Oh, okay. I was hoping you were going to say you did. Like, I did, guys. I taught myself piano in the last 2 weeks.
No, I didn't do that. That's a theme song submission that we got. And Bob sent me a couple of submissions from people too, and we're going to be playing those throughout the show. So welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode. We've got so many things to do, so many exciting things going on this week that we just got to get right into it.
Mm-hmm.
We got the sound check out of the way.
Yeah.
And is there anything going on that we need to talk about before we do last week's comments with you guys?
Bob, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
No more kids with rabies?
Nope. He's all free. He feels like he can attack any animal now because he's immune. And yeah, it's been quite a week.
Are you guys actually in the same room? Because it looks like you could be sitting literally in the same room. Your background is almost identical.
Yeah, I have a guitar. He has a rifle. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Choose your weapons, gentlemen.
Yeah. I have a crossbow and a rifle. I probably should move that because I've been doing Zoom interviews all day and I didn't even think.
Yeah, you probably should because it looks like you and Johnny are actually in the same spot. Before we do anything else, donations are open. If you guys feel like you want to donate,
for the cost of a cup of coffee.
Just a cup of coffee.
Yeah, there's the donation thing. Thanks for that, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks to everybody that has donated. Like it really has meant a lot to us that, you guys are, and it's let's just be honest, it's very helpful.
Yeah.
Everything just stopped.
Yeah, when we chose this as a job, we did not know that one day crowds would be illegal. I did not figure that in. I never thought I would be a draw, but I did not know that it would be illegal for me to be a draw. That's a whole other element.
Right.
I've tried to plan for this, but I honestly thought that whenever the money dried up, it was because I was done, like because of me.
Right.
Okay, real quick story.
Fortunately, my level of success is such that the audience is always under 10 people anyway. So
yeah, it's good.
What were you going to say, Bob?
Oh, I was in the because I don't know if you guys are getting itchy because you haven't been on stage for a while, but I was in HEB, our grocery store, and had the mask and gloves. Was going down there were two ladies there, and they knew each other, so they were talking about how their kids were driving them crazy. Yeah. And so as I walked by, I just said, well, I took all my kids and I sent them next door, and I'm trying to get them registered as foreign exchange students. And they laughed. And I stopped my car. It was everything I could do not to rip my mask off and go into a show. Like I couldn't believe how much I missed that live laughter right there in front of me. And I really did want to start like telling jokes in the.
It is hard. It is hard to explain to people that don't do comedy how intoxicating a laugh is.
Yeah.
When you think up a dumb idea about ketchup and then you say it into a loudspeaker and then someone laughs, it is like nothing else.
You have to do it again.
Yeah. Got to try it again.
All right. Do you guys want to get to the comments from last week?
Sure.
Yeah,
good, because I do too. There we go. All right. So that's the official theme song. I'm going to play the other theme song real quick before we go. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's a different feel.
Oh, it cut off.
What happened?
I thought it'd be longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was longer.
I know. I sent it to you.
Okay, there we go.
Well, starving comedian in quarantine today. We'd love to go to a show. No one's gonna pay. Why, we've got a podcast and we think it's a blast. Don't forget to subscribe.
See, that's good. That's a great thing for Smiley. That's a great theme song for Smiley because it's just a pitch. The whole song is just a pitch.
Yeah. This kid made it, and it was phenomenal. Like,
That's a kid singing?
As a kid. I think he's a kid. I can't tell.
It's like you switched voices.
Yeah, I think it's
he sounds like you should sound with your crossbow and your rifle, and you sound like he should sound. He's like, starving, coming. How old are you? 11. I'm like, hey, guys.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I just know him online, and I don't want to ask him his age because that's a creepy thing to ask online.
Yeah, it's true.
So, but I think he's a kid.
All right, let's get to last week's comments. First of all, here's this picture that I saw. Have you guys seen this picture?
Oh my Lord!
I've seen variations of that.
What is happening?
Yeah, it came out on Easter, and I saw it, and I wanted to put it up and ask you guys what it means because I honestly don't understand it. Well, I feel like
Jesus obviously got the coronavirus, and there's first responders responding, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a terrible response. Whatever the response is, they're just kind of one of them's just flustered, still touching her face for some reason. That's not good.
Man. All right. Well, if you've got any thoughts about what the spiritual implication or philosophical reasoning is behind this, I would love to know what it is. All right. First comment. Can this become a weekly thing? Haley S says, "I'll send ketchup and chocolate coins."
Yeah. Chocolate
P.O.
coins for
Box
sure.
8723, The Woodlands, Texas 77386. It's at, no, 387.
Well, the thought that occurred to me is you could actually send money, and we can get our own ketchup and chocolate coins.
Yeah, but it's so nice. People seriously do send me ketchup to my P.O. box. And the other day I went in and I had to go get the key and have a package. And the lady handed me this big package. And as I was walking away, and I'm in the post office all the time. And the lady was like, "That's a lot of ketchup with this one."
She was going by the weight.
Yeah, but she knows that I get ketchup because I'll open it up a lot of times while I'm waiting in the post office.
That's a lot of ketchup.
Ketchup day, Bob.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In my professional opinion, as a U.S. postal employee, that's a lot of ketchup.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There might not be a post office after this month. That's what they're saying, right? It's in trouble.
Harris H says, "Please come to Tulsa for a show when we are unquarantined."
I will.
Yeah.
Please.
I was supposed to be in Tulsa 2 weeks ago. It didn't work out, as you know.
Yeah. Well, we'll come as soon as the quarantine is lifted. Just received my Johnny W DVD in the mail today. I plan to open it someday.
Someday. You
I
have
love
to
that.
see. That's good joke structure because the last word is the turn.
Yeah.
Right.
See? They seem excited, and then someday, like, when I get to it.
Yeah. I think Bob and Cynthia should have an opening party and like do it simultaneously at the same, maybe on the show.
Yeah.
I tried to find it because I thought it'd be funny to show it on here. And we have all our DVDs packed up and in the attic. And so I hadn't been able to get to it yet.
You shouldn't have said you had them all packed up. You should have just said we have the ones that we don't watch packed up and put in the attic.
Well, I'm trying to be nice on here. I don't want to be too sweet.
It's in a box marked garbage.
Like giveaway.
I thought having no theme was your normal theme.
That's hurtful. This is only our third show. Give us a minute to evolve. I know we don't preach evolution, but we're going to adapt. Let's preach adaption. We're going to adapt as a show.
Well, I think that was actually aimed at me. I think that was a
That's
comment
true.
on my way of life, that having no theme is
This
how I
was
roll.
This was John's idea.
Here's this. Notice which of the three neglected to put the .com at the end of their name. What does that tell us?
My website is down until I get my stimulus money. No, do I have mine up? I don't know if mine says johnnyw.com still. It might just say Johnny still. I don't know.
What does mine say? I can't see it.
Yours says bobsmiley.com.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
that worked perfectly.
Yeah, and Johnny just put Johnny W this week, and I did.
I felt like it's enough. The web's getting so much traffic. You know, people are
you're
home.
good.
They're looking around. I'm all set.
I've still got extra bandwidth, so I need some more people.
Yeah. See y'all later. Shonda Pierce is going live.
Oh, that's your wife.
That's my wife. Except you misspelled her name.
I did.
Yeah, she has an H after it.
Well, maybe she was doing like a pseudonym, so we didn't know who it was.
Yeah, so she was. Yeah, she really did leave our show to go watch Shonda Pierce. She's got they're like friends now. They're like really good friends, and so
That's upsetting.
Yeah,
Shonda doesn't need her. We need her.
we need fans. Yeah, we've had two arguments. One, she's going to try to cut my hair tomorrow, and then over Shonda, her loyalty to Shonda over everybody else.
Somebody's asking why we didn't get Mac Powell to write a theme song.
Your wife is going to cut your hair?
Yeah, she's going to try to cut my hair tomorrow. So
you got to film that.
Yeah. We've been through a lot, but this is going to be the biggest one.
Well, has she cut hair before? Does she know how to do it?
She cut our two youngest boys' hair last week.
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to say about that.
He has experience in the same way that we have experience in Vietnam.
Yeah. I've seen movies. I've seen clips, but I wouldn't go out there.
Yeah, it's like when you say someone's interesting. You mean like interesting, like the Elephant Man was interesting? Like what interesting do you mean?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me see. I need to remove this from the stream because I'm worried that I don't see our guests coming on yet. So but that's okay.
Bob sent a text.
I'll send a text to him.
We'll forge ahead.
Bob's been acquiring all our talent. He's the showrunner. Come on, Bob.
Bob knows everybody.
Yeah. He's just he's the longest tenured. He's been in comedy since Cosby was America's grandpa. Back when we thought Cosby was a good person, that's when Bob started comedy.
That was a long time ago.
It was a while.
Yeah.
All right, I texted him. Do you guys want to text him? Matthew West's phone number is.
Just put a drop down.
Yeah. I do know he's getting ready because I don't want people to think he is getting ready for he does a live show at 7, so they may be having some technical difficulties and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll forge ahead. That's fine.
I'm prepared to do a Matthew West song if I need to.
Please.
Well, hopefully it won't come to that.
That's what we all want. It could be the worst part of this whole tragedy. Like, did you get Corona? No, but I had to hear Bob Smiley do a Matthew West.
Bob Smiley covered Matthew West.
Through some things.
Did I tell you about the time the Supertones thought it'd be funny to embarrass me by telling it was the last night of the tour and we were singing "Celebrate Good Time." They were playing that song, and Mojo, the lead singer, thought it'd be hilarious to go, "You guys want to hear Bob Smiley sing?" And they were all like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Come on out," because he thought I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Or I would get out there and, it'd kind of be a bear. But because I can't sing, I'm tone deaf. I just jumped out and I grabbed his mic and I put my foot up on the monitor and I just started singing it. And he had me in his in-ears. He immediately ran to one of the background singing mics and I could hear him. And as I'm just belting it out, he was like, "I'm so sorry, everybody. I've not heard him sing. I did not know that he totally backfired." And I finished the song. Like I did it the whole song.
He's throwing water on a gas fire. He didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was truly a super tone.
I didn't realize I couldn't sing. I knew I couldn't sing well, but I didn't know it was painful. And Hawkins pulled me aside after we'd done a gig together. And I sang this one line in this comedy bit. And he pulled me aside and he goes, "I think you need to quit singing because I think that's a funny line, but people are so if you're singing that." And he was right. So I quit. So I just said the line instead of saying it, and it got a bigger laugh. And I realized that actually was happening. Comedy's painful sometimes.
The audience was sympathizing with your horrible singing voice, and so it took them out of the zone.
I would be a great American Idol judge thing to say. I think what you need to do is just say these songs. You're trying to sing them.
Yeah.
Somebody thinks they're going to be a singing.
Why don't you try reciting this as poetry?
I think you may be a spoken word artist, is what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you try painting these words on a canvas?
Right. Like that elephant at the zoo. My favorite thing is the voice, because when that show came out, the whole thing was like, we don't care what they look like. We're going to find America's best vocal talent. And so, these beautiful people have their backs to you and they hit their button to turn around. And I know right as they hit their button, all their thoughts are like, please be attractive. Please be attractive. Please be attractive. There's no way they're not thinking that. Yeah. Please don't have a weird mole. Please don't have a third head.
Please don't be Bob Smiley. Please don't be Bob Smiley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could go on The Masked Singer. Have you guys watched that?
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Matthew's here, you guys.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrific. He's here and he looks harried. Are you harried, Matthew?
Let's get him on.
Okay, I'm going to get him on. I'm going to take my video off here.
Oh, branding gone.
The show just got better.
Yeah. By a factor
Don't say
of
that too
33%.
soon.
Oh.
Did you say I look hairy?
Harried, like you're frantic.
Harried and hurried.
We're wordsmiths on this show, Matthew. I don't know how you are, but we craft words. The English language is our playland.
Well, I was trying to get my Bluetooth to work.
Okay.
So that I could be a professional, and I can't get it working. So I'm sorry. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Man, it's been crazy today, but I heard my buddy Bob Smiley was hanging out somewhere, and I thought, gosh, I can't believe they let him out of jail. And, I just wanted to congratulate you.
This kind of hurt. Matthew I already said this, but he's very, very funny. It kind of is annoying to me because I'll listen.
Whatever.
No, I'm always like, you sing, I'll be funny. Quit taking my job. You can
right.
sing.
No, dude, I'm only funny because people don't expect me to be funny.
No, that's true.
I tell people, like, if they came to a show expecting me to be funny, they'd be like, well, he's no Bob Smiley. You know what I mean?
Nobody's ever said that. But I sent him the link. And his first response was, this link looks professional. Like, I can't have a professional thing. Like, it shocked him.
It was impressive. I was like, oh, they've got like a whole system set up. So, but then I saw your Lakers shirt that you're wearing, and I thought, okay, I'm not dealing with professionals.
I'm sorry.
Hey-o. I'm sorry.
You hurt my feelings. And there's no basketball.
I got to jump in. I was worried, Matthew, and we were having a conversation with Johnny. Johnny and Bob and I were having a conversation earlier this week, and I said, I want to make sure that Matthew understands that when he comes on, that he can just pull it back and let it go. He doesn't have to feel intimidated. And it was totally unnecessary to say that.
I tried to tell him, like, oh, he'll fit right in. Yeah.
Make sure he knows
when a bunch of comedians are hanging out, I figured I didn't need to wear a suit and tie.
Yeah.
Well,
that was the other memo that I meant to send. So here's what we want to get from you, Matthew. Here's what we want to weasel out of you.
All right.
You do lots of talk shows, you do lots of radio, you do lots of interviews, I'm sure, and people ask you the same lame questions over and over and over again, and we don't want to do that. So what we want to hear, what we're going to hear on this show is a disaster story. We want to hear about a time that things went completely off the rails, and that we want to hear that.
Like in life in general, where I just completely fell apart, or on stage.
On a show,
like a show related disaster, something on the road
that gig.
I needed you to be more specific, because there's so many times where it's fallen off the rails that I needed to really.
Well, I don't want you necessarily to share like a deep personal story that caused you a lot of angst and pain. I want to be a little lighter hearted than that.
Yeah, no, it's funny though, because right when you ask that question, my mind starts just doing laps, and I'm thinking of so many different moments in my career. My first, when I think of train wrecks that are my live show experiences, I definitely go back to the early days in my career, and some of the most humbling experiences when nobody knows your music, like when you're just getting started. And I was booking college shows myself, and I would drive. I had a green Honda Civic, and I would drive to Fargo, North Dakota in February, and I would play at you name it, like some community college in Devils Lake, North Dakota. True story.
Well, I played there 2 weeks ago. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. So you know the place I'm talking about. But I'd say I've had humiliating moments where one time I got booked at a college. It was University of Sioux Falls in South Dakota. And they said, well, we booked your concert to start at 12 noon. And I thought, well, that's a little odd on a Wednesday. And they said, yeah, we call it a nooner. I was like, excuse me? And they walked me into the cafeteria of the university and set me up in front of the students' cafeteria buffet line with a microphone. And I had to sing for a bunch of college students, and literally tater tots were being thrown at me while I'm trying to sing, Hootie and the Blowfish cover song. One time I got booked at University of Michigan, Dearborn, and I was super pumped because I was like, this is a legit show. And they set me up in the middle of the student center, like where the bookstore is. And it was like this huge, tons of activity. Like, so there's tons of people there, but nobody's paying attention to you. It's the equivalent of like busking on the streets of London. But the fire alarm went off in the middle of my show, and I had to go stand outside with the rest of the student body holding my guitar. Now, the third and final one that comes to mind was I got booked at University of Notre Dame. And I thought, okay, that's pretty cool, right? Notre Dame. I was excited. I thought this is going to be a great show. I'm getting set up, and this plays into what we were talking about when I first came on. I'm getting set up, and they say they're helping me set up my guitar, and the students are like, so Matthew, what kind of comedy do you do?
Oh, no.
And I was like, excuse me? And they're like, oh man, we're pumped. We're pumped. We got a sold out show tonight. They love it when the comedian comes. And I was like, wait, what? And they're like, well, you're a comedian, right? I was like, who told you I'm a comedian? They're like, well, the people who booked you just kept saying you were really funny. So we just assumed you were a comedian. I was like, I went around the campus, and sure enough, all over the campus of University of Notre Dame, it said, tonight, comedian Matthew West.
Oh my gosh.
So
I would have a panic attack.
Here's the good news. It was the biggest show that I had the entire college tour. The bad news is they didn't want to hear any music. I wish I would have known Bob and you guys at that point, because I was literally like looking up any joke I could remember. It was the most horrifying night of my life. And that's when I realized I'm never going to quit my day job. Singing is my job.
Yeah.
But I had to do a whole hour set of comedy, and I'm not a comedian.
But you did it? Like you did a full hour?
So here's what I did. I get up to the stage, they introduce me. You can see they're ready to laugh. They're not ready to sing. And I said, who's here to see the comedian? Every hand in the packed crowd goes up. I was like, here's the deal, guys. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. And then I just kind of, I don't know, I just found my way through it. And that's kind of been my whole career. Like, I think there's very little that could scare me anymore, because I've been in situations like that where you gotta you got to figure out how to win a crowd over. And so those are a few train wrecks. I could write a whole book and send it to you, and we could talk for hours.
Oh, gosh. Well, it's that I've had nightmares where I've been introduced as a piano player.
You kind of look like a piano player, John.
Yeah.
You you'd be really good at pipiano.
There's somebody that tunes pianos.
I actually
like he tunes pianos.
That's what he looks like.
That'd be funny to be introduced to a crowd as a piano tuner.
And do a whole show just
where you just tune it. That's like an Andy Kaufman kind of a thing.
That's Andy Kaufman.
It's performance art. This is really avant-garde.
I would enjoy that. That would be fun to watch.
It'd be great to be introduced as a piano tuner and then have no piano on the stage. You just monkey around with.
You get on stage and you're just super mad because they didn't bring the piano. And that's it. That's the
You're like,
show.
I'm not my job. Don't define me by my job. I'm other things.
Or you could do like Will Ferrell on The Office and be like, imagine the piano is here, and then just start.
D'Angelo Vickers' juggling routine.
That's right.
In The Office is one of the where he's like, I mean,
big finish.
So
big
good.
Finish.
So good.
It's piano tuning of the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it
now-
creates some sort of a spiritual relevance to it.
Yeah. Now, Matthew, you're about to do a live show at 7, right?
Yep, I've got my setup, my Amazon ring lights to make
That's
sure
great.
that.
That's when we finish. So we're going to send everybody to you.
We're going to
Yeah.
Dozens of people.
Yes.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. It's been fun, like just seeing everybody with any sort of a public platform. That's why, like, when Bob reached out to me about this, I was like, man, I just think it's super cool that all walks of life, all different skill sets and giftings are trying to take to technology and social media and continue to be a positive voice. I think people just keep sharing how much it means to them. And
Yeah.
it's funny, man. I went live and did a Wednesday night live, a month ago, thinking it would probably just be one. And now here we are, like on lockdown day, whatever. And I don't know when I'm ever going to be on stage again. I'm sure you guys are asking yourselves the same questions. But it's fun to stay connected. I find for me, I don't know about you guys, but one of the ways that I keep from being depressed and discouraged is when I get to encourage other people. So selfishly going live and doing these concerts, like it's been good for me and my family, because we're able to encourage other people with the songs and stories, and that keeps us encouraged too.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to be serious for a second, but like my wife and I have been talking about that because we're built to do this. Like we really are created to do this, and whenever all of a sudden it stops, it affects you. Like it really mentally affects you. I told a story before you got on, but I made some people laugh at the grocery store today. I almost stopped and did a show because I was like, oh my, I miss this so much. Like I just miss that connection with people.
Well, and to your point about having to learn like all this technology on the fly to stay connected with our fans, like I think people are enjoying it because what we try to present, including you, Matthew, is like this polished show that we've worked for years on. And now they're getting to see us like, where's the button? We don't know what we're doing. And they're just like, this is incredible. We're seeing like stars in their homes without their publicist to tell them what to say. Like Madonna cannot figure out what to say. Everything she says is wrong. And so she's like,
Madonna.
we're all in this together. She's in a tub with like rose petals. It's affecting everyone equally. And you're like, Madonna, her publicist is like, I quit. You can't keep doing this. So to that point, our second question was going to be your day jobs before you started doing this. And then we'll let you go get ready for your show. But your day job before this show, before you started doing performance and before you started becoming an artist, like we all had terrible day jobs, awful jobs. Like give me an example of a thing that you did where you were like, I better keep practicing the guitar.
That's a great question. And the day jobs still haunt me and keep me motivated to pursue and work hard at my craft so I don't wind up back at the Downers Grove, Illinois Park District Village Department wearing steel-toed boots and blue jeans and a bright orange shirt like I was doing some sort of a Bob Smiley community service. And when I had to mow lawns in 100-degree heat all summer. Yeah. And the guys that were working with me, they were called lifers. And I'd say, well, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to college. And they said, yeah, kid, as they smoked their Swisher Sweets. And yeah, that's what we said 20 years ago too, you know? So that was a one day job that haunts me to this day in a good way to make sure, okay, that's what made me go back to college. And then number two, when I moved to Nashville, I had a part-time job at Pier 1 Imports. Nice. You know that store?
Yeah, of course.
Where you can get all the candles and wicker furniture that your heart desires.
The big circle Papazon chair that you just get lost in.
And I got fired because one morning I came to work super early. They didn't let me on the floor, so I had to stay in the back and I put the furniture together, which isn't hard because it's wicker. It's all one piece. Yeah. And,
you just tear the plastic off. Put it on the floor. It's ready.
I showed up to work.
Matthew, don't even imply that wicker assemblers are not essential.
No, I think wicker assemblers are definitely considered essential workers right now.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But I showed up half asleep, and mid-morning, I'd been there about 4 hours. Mid-morning, someone comes running into the store and says, "Who owns a Honda Prelude?" This was another car I had. I'm a Honda man, evidently. And I was like, they come back in the back room and I'm like, I have a Honda. What's wrong? And they're like, it's rolled down the parking lot and hit another car. Turns out I forgot the parking brake. And so they fired me. And those are two humiliating jobs.
That is crazy.
I think the most amazing part of that story is that you could afford a Prelude working at Pier 1. Like
okay. A 400. I bought the Prelude for $800.
What?
Okay.
It had 200,000 miles on it, Bob.
And no brakes, evidently.
And no brakes, right.
So I had a job at Pier 1 Exports. It was just a bunch of boxes and a shipping dock. So
really?
No.
What? And was it in Wuhan or where was it?
It was in Wuhan. We shipped wicker bats. And,
I drove a forklift at Pier 1.
Is it too soon for Wuhan jokes?
Read the room, Matthew. Come on.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's not too soon for the joke, but it's too late to take it back now.
Yeah. That's right. We did say the first week when we were just having meetings to get ready for this show, I was like, guys, remember when we thought political correctness is what would kill comedy? No, we were way off. Turns out an invisible virus.
Yeah,
a lethal virus.
You have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I hope so.
You're
right.
Well, I want to let you go and get ready for your show. And we're going to send all of our people over to you. They already know that you're not a comedian, so
they're not expecting.
It's going to be linked on your Facebook page, Facebook Live. Is that where you're putting it, Matthew?
Yeah, it's going to be on Facebook tonight. We've switched it up. Some nights we've gone to YouTube, and some nights we've gone to, our record labels. Like it's like the record labels are trying to figure out, like, wait a minute, like our artists are doing all these concerts, and we got to streamline it. So. But we just kind of keep doing our own thing, and we go live, and they find us. So tonight, I think we're at Facebook because Facebook allows like churches and radio stations to cross post, and they'll share on their feeds. So it's been fun. My family comes and hangs out with me, and we take some requests, and it's been cool. But, you know, in all seriousness, there's just a lot of people who are just, you know, hurting today and every day. And, you know, I talked with a guy today on Instagram, just randomly picked him on an Instagram live, and I talked to 3 people, and 2 of the 3 had just gotten laid off. And, you know, it's just, you know, it's just, it becomes real in a hurry. So I appreciate you guys continuing to encourage people. And what Bob said was so true about, like, we are made to do this. And so it's something like, I think I'm taking encouragement going like, man, nothing's going to stop us from fulfilling what God's called us to do, what he's gifted us to do. And we talk so much about the downside of technology, which is real, but I feel like these days we're getting to experience, like, just like this hang with you guys. It's like, this is pretty cool, you know, to be able to do this and hopefully encourage some other people today. So keep doing that good work. All right.
All righty, man. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you guys. Next time I'll wear a suit.
Yeah. Next time, bring some wicker and assemble it too.
That'll be a riveting show. Bye,
guys. All right, see you, Matthew. Bye. All right, Matthew West, everybody. I told you he was going to be on.
What a great guy.
Hey, next week, since you brought it up, Johnny, next week Madonna's going to be on with us.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. With the English accent or without? We don't know.
We put that.
She goes in and out of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gone that far with her, but he was fine. We were worried that he was going to feel uneasy. I was worried about that.
Bob knew.
You guys, I was like, he is super funny. He's quick on the fly. My favorite story was, so we did Festival con Dios, and we did a lot of shows together. And then we went like 2 years without seeing each other. And then he was playing, I think he was headlining Life Fest up in Wisconsin. And I didn't know this, but he was having he was doing a sound check and none of the sound was working. He couldn't get his guitar to go through the speakers. And they were having some other issues with one of the other band members with all the stuff not working. I didn't know this. And he's such a positive guy, like you could say. And he walked over and he was wearing a white t-shirt and a black vest. He had a vest on. And he walked over and he just looked at me and he was like, "Hey, Smiley." And he sighed. And so I made a joke, because that's what we do. We kind of slam each other. And I was like, "Hey, Matthew, I know you're upset. Don't let this get you down, okay? Yes, the vest was a bad idea, but, there'll be other shows." And he, not missing a beat, he looked up at me and he goes, "Smiley, right now this vest is all I have going for me." So good.
That's great.
He's such a great dude.
Yeah, that's there's days when when I didn't have a vest going for me.
Yeah.
No.
All right. That was fun. For those of you who are watching, we have there's an easy rapport that you have with some people. Like Johnny and Bob and I have been friends for a number of years, and that's the reason that it is so much fun to watch us engage with each other, because it's easy and it's natural, and we don't have any pretenses, and we don't have any. We talk about whatever
talent,
but when you bring another person onto a show, and even if it's just a one-on-one thing, if you don't have a rapport with that person, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means you don't know them, and so the conversation is a little more awkward potentially.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think we're batting 500, right? Because both guests have felt comfortable and done really well. But I know those guys, so they
wouldn't that be batting 1,000, Bob? You don't know anything about baseball. 500 means Mac was a dud and you liked Matthew.
Yeah, but I know Mac's not watching this now.
We're batting 500 over here.
We
want to thank both of our guests. One of you we hated, but we'll just let you fight it out.
Okay, I never played baseball because I don't like needles.
Yeah.
So.
I remember when I was thinking about trying steroids, I was really nervous, but Lance Armstrong told me it's just like riding a bike. And so that helped me.
Well done. Well played.
All right. Well, speaking of that, sounds like perfect segues to get into our joke medley section.
Oh yeah. where the fans are the judge of each round.
Yes, where the fans are the judge of each round. And so how this works is that we will take turns doing bits. Is it okay to do a bit, or do we have to do a tweet?
Look, mine are going to be short and succinct.
That's because that's how you write.
Brevity is the soul of wit.
Thank you. Thank you, Winston Churchill.
Yes. All right.
I don't know where mine. I don't even know where mine is. I lost it.
This is so sad.
What?
Okay, John. Never mind. Okay, so we're gonna do
John sundowning again.
Yeah.
All right,
John, listen to our voices.
Johnny, this is your thing. So explain how it works.
We're gonna each do a joke or a short joke. I'll do like a one-liner probably for mine, and then that's the round. One of us will go, then we'll do all three, and then you guys judge who the winner of that round is. We'll do 3 or 4 rounds. And then the winner,
3 or 4,
3 or whatever. Listen, I got
whatever comes first.
He's gonna do it until he wins.
I got a clipboard. I'm gonna do it until I've worn you down to nubs.
Yeah. It'll be like Johnny's show.
Hey,
we'll do 3 or 4, whichever comes first. All right, so you're going first.
I don't need to, but I can. All right, let's see. This is a good timely one. Egg hunts are fun if you're human. If you're a chicken, it's just a massive Amber Alert.
That's good. That's good.
Okay. It's a dark one.
Most of yours are.
Okay.
Okay, but I liked it because it had an Easter theme.
Yeah. I'm very topical.
Yeah, it's topical. All right, Bob.
Unlike the cream that I put on my face.
This one is not topical because it was back when you could go into restaurants. I just found out Taco Bell now serves breakfast. Yes, finally something for those of us who want to get diarrhea earlier in the day.
That's good.
That joke kills on stage. This is so.
No, we're giving you something.
I would hit the applause if I could.
Yeah. We need an applause like little icon that can go in the corner of the screen.
I know. That's one of the drawbacks of our system is you can't see them rolling up, but you're getting them over in the comment section. You're getting some.
All right. Okay. All right, John, you're up.
All right. Let's see. Life just handed me lemonade, and I have no idea how to respond.
That's good. I like that one. All right, so that was round 1.
Thank you. I don't have to do an acceptance speech each time.
No, you just.
Okay.
Some of these I haven't. Some of these
you don't have to do an acceptance speech unless you win, right? I'm getting crickets too, by the way.
Oh, it's fine. It's gonna be great. Let's see. All right, hold on.
See, this is why we should do bit. Okay, go ahead.
No, this is great. A University of Georgia student last month was attacked by a female mime. It's a true story. And it's an amazing story because who has ever heard of a silent woman? That joke did not land well at the Beth Moore conference, by the way.
That's going to. That's probably going to.
Let me alienate 50% of you. You might say I'm batting 500.
Yeah, there you
go. Offend a clear 50%.
I was helping my kid with his homework the other day, and he needed a definition of a mixed blessing. And I was like, getting a kidney transplant from a bedwetter.
Okay.
That's
good.
That's a.
You've got it. Don't you have a shirt? You have a shirt with that one, don't you?
Yeah, I used to sell a shirt
good.
like that. I said that.
You get it at bobsmiley.com.
Yeah, on my store. Also, the other shirts, while John's thinking, is I'm not as random as you think I squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was I'm not as random as you think I salad.
Oh, I thought I saw the salad one too.
It started out. Here's the problem, or not problem, but that shirt back whenever I was a comedian, that shirt sold all the time. And then when Up came out, I thought it was funnier instead of salad to put squirrel, and I put squirrel. Yeah. I was kind of getting ready to phase that shirt out, and I put squirrel on it, and it's still my one seller. You
caught the zeitgeist or whatever it is. You caught a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I feel sorry for any uncle who jams his finger because he's never going to find anybody to pull it for him.
Okay.
I've never heard you do that. That's a good one.
That's
All
a
right.
good one.
All right, this you did one that reminded me of this joke of mine, so I'll tell it. But it's gonna be it'll seem like a little bit of a retread of your joke. When life hands me lemons, I make lemonade, and then I wait to get dehydrated for life to hand me gators and power.
Well done.
I've heard you do that one before, and it's one of my favorites.
That's good. I don't think I do that one on
Power.
stage. Yeah.
All right, here's a true one. That was really good. Here's a true one. If your girlfriend asks you if I think that she would be good wife material, do not respond with, I don't know, I haven't seen you vacuum yet.
We are going to lose our entire female audience this show.
Gone. They're gone.
I said don't say that.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is the third one, right?
The end of round 3 here, John.
You're round 3. Okay, so I got to do one more. Okay, how about whistle while you work is mandatory when you're a referee.
Okay, I like that one.
Good. I like it.
I like that one.
Are we doing another one?
Yeah, we'll do round 4. 4 rounds.
Okay. That seems like an odd number of rounds.
It is. It's an odd number. It's an even number.
Well, it's an even number is odd in this case. Okay.
My mom used to say failure will be your best teacher, but my teacher hated when we called him that.
That's good.
It's just the right amount of mean.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby.
Shout out to the teachers out there. I'm sorry you laid off.
Yeah, you've alienated women and teachers. When people that work at Nintendo get fired, do they get a pink slip, or does somebody just come out and throw a really big turtle at them?
That's good. That's like you got to know like old school Mario for that. That's kind of that's kind of a 90s. You did that circa Newsboys tour.
Yeah, seriously, it's an old joke. It's an old joke.
I like it.
All right. This is
comes John submission. For the win, John Branyan.
All right. You people with claustrophobia really need to get out more.
That's good. I've never heard you do that one.
I'm going all the way back into the stuff.
Wait a minute. But hold on. Okay, I was thinking like opposite, but you're right. Claustrophobia, you're scared of finding. I was thinking like agoraphobic. If you're agoraphobic, you're scared of getting out more, and telling somebody who's agoraphobic to get out more is like a funny thing too. Both could be funny. But
Both would be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we do on this. That's what we do in this segment is we help each other out.
I'm helping you with a worse punchline.
literally what I am doing though is material. I'm doing tweets that didn't work on stage. Yeah. Consistently didn't work on stage. That's what I'm doing here.
Did we talk about this last week about how Norm Macdonald would just say the truth and that would be his punchline? Like, I don't know if we talked about that, but like he would say, when he was doing Weekend Update, he would say like my favorite one. He said, Delta airline complaints are up over last year. The complaints range from they lost my luggage to I didn't like being in that fiery plane crash. Like he's just so like he just says it.
Right.
There's no twist. It's just great.
Right. All right. So what do we do now, Johnny? How do we determine who wins?
I don't know. We it seems like a job for math people. Anita's back on the feed.
You want to just go alphabetical by first name?
Yeah. Whoever has B in their first name is the winner.
I see a couple comments. Round 3, John. Bob gets round 4. Yeah, I don't know. We'll call it a draw. That's why we did 4. That's why we did 4 rounds.
We'll do this every week.
Well,
every week we'll have this.
Well, technically it's a reason to do 4 because what if we all 3 won a round? Then you have to have a 4th round for the tiebreaker. So,
but that is hilarious that all might win.
And that would be true if we actually had some system for determining who the winner was.
Well,
which
my
we don't.
original goal was to have Matthew be the judge, but we didn't hold him long enough because you guys were like, oh, he's got to go do a show. And then we're like, yeah, I get it. But he would have lingered. He was having a good time.
He was.
I don't know. Next time.
So we texted back and forth a lot about the show and everything. And so when he didn't pop up, because I knew we had to get him out of there. And when he didn't pop up, I texted him and he was like, oh, dude, I totally forgot. Like, thanks, man.
Don't tell me that. I was just feeling like we were starting to matter in the grand scheme.
My favorite thing to do on the day of a show, and it's so juvenile, but when I was headed to a show, you're driving, you fly and you get the rental car, you're on the way to the venue, or at least on the way to the hotel.
Yeah.
And that person will text you, your contact. They'll be like, we're so looking forward to you. They're touching base or whatever. And I always like to text back, is that today?
Yeah.
Every time. It makes me laugh every time. And it never, I don't know what it makes them do, but it's bad. It's probably one of those feelings where like,
I do the same thing, or like they'll call me and I'm, we're like 2 hours from the show and, but I'll answer like, hello. Like I just woke up.
Give them the sleep voice.
But one time I actually texted them and I was like, oh, seriously, is that today? And they flipped out because they had a comedian who we're all friends with. It's not Hawkins, but we all know this guy. And he actually did just forget. And so they had to cancel a show because he was golfing. And they like, are you close? And he's like, what?
Close.
You have a show today?
Closest to the pin.
Yeah. So
if they didn't know, they could have called Matthew West.
Yeah, and he could have done an hour, evidently.
In a pinch, yeah.
He's like, Matthew West is like, so I just had to do an hour of stand-up,
I know, he's just so... That guy's a pro.
That's infuriating. There's a guy here, a Nashville artist, a singer-songwriter, Dave Barnes, who's had some pretty good success. He wrote a song called God Gave Me You that won Grammy. Anyway, he tried stand-up for like the first time a few years ago, and I was like, oh, let's go see this guy, because he's really funny, like between his songs. Like he has good banter and patter. I was like, let's go see this guy. And I'd been doing stand-up like 3 years. And he crushed for an hour. And I was never more. It was like when you watch Justin Timberlake on Saturday Night Live and you're like, this guy can do it all.
Right.
Yeah.
You find yourself hoping he's miserable. You're like, well, I hope he's not happy at least.
That's what about 8 months ago, I went to our Christian radio station here is KSBJ, and I went in because they work with Focus on the Family. So I was doing the My Average Boy podcast stuff, and I got in there, and the technician guy was mixing this play that they had done with Matthew West. And so I sat and listened to it, and it was hilarious. And Matthew West played this like Cape Crusader that would sing to set people free or something. I don't even remember the concept, but like it was this spoof thing, and it was hilarious. And I texted him, and I was like, "Stop being funny.
Stop being awesome."
Yeah.
And you're making me irrelevant.
I did that. I did a show with Bob Goff, the Love Wins guy.
Yeah,
and
Love Does
whatever it is. Love does something. And
always this guy right here.
Okay,
yeah, Bob Goff.
Look at that.
Yeah, I did a show with him, and it was a thing where all of the people on the platform got up and did like a little intro thing, like a little 5-minute. Hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. And Bob got up in front of me and was hilarious. And so then now our comedian John Brandon. And so I got up after Bob Goff and I just ripped him. I said, I don't appreciate Bob Goff coming up here and being that funny. And he was sitting right in the front row, and I looked right at him and I said, Bob, I'm not going to come up here and tell people about love. So why don't you stay in your lane and I'll stay in mine. So I scolded Bob Goff, and
you've never not spoken since.
You know what? I'll bet you Bob Goff would do this show.
Oh, that'd be something. Yeah, that'd be a good get.
He is. So Sarah and I went to see him, and we love his books. Like he's phenomenal. And I got there, and you know how you watch other people, and you're like, oh man, I want to get up. I want to, it makes you want to get up and do stand up. So I had that feeling at the beginning. About 20 minutes into watching him, I was like, I would not follow this guy. Like I had no desire to get up on stage.
He's good. He's good.
That's when you can tell if somebody's a good speaker. Like a good speaker makes you want to work harder and do it more. And a great speaker makes you want to quit.
Yeah.
That's true. Makes
Like
you
when
want to go build wicker furniture.
Like when I remember seeing Phil Keggy play when I was like 20. I'd been playing guitar like a year. And I went to a concert. And I went home and practiced all night. And then like 5 years later, I saw a guy named Johnny Lang play, who's like this prodigy. And I wanted to quit guitar. So like, I don't know if it's the sensibility of how they play. They're both excellent. But like one of them, I thought, I'll never be able to do what Johnny Lang does no matter what I do.
Right.
You know.
Right. But why do we do that? Why is that human nature for us to go, well, I'll never be the best at it, so I'm going to quit altogether?
That's what it's about. That's the American way, John Brandon. Are you a communist? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and what have you.
All right. So we got to do this final game. This.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm super excited about it. This is going to be awesome. And here's how it's going to work. We need to get suggestions from you in the listening audience. And so Johnny and Bob are going to help me set up the scene. And the first thing we need is an occupation for Johnny and Bob. So we need them to be doing something, some sort of an occupation. And so, Johnny, you watch the comment section. And when you see an occupation that you like, let us know what it is. So those of you who are able to comment, send us your suggestions for...
We're getting suggestions. One of them says they need a female guest. So that's not what we're talking about.
We're going to have one in 2 weeks. Anita Renfro is going to be here.
I see bricklayer. Let's take that.
Okay, bricklayer.
Yeah.
All right, so we got...
I'm a bricklayer.
Somebody said wet market dealer. All right, so we got bricklayer. And then we need a problem to be solved. And that's what Bob is going to pick out. So you guys start sending problems for the bricklayers to solve.
Oh, do I need to be reading the comments?
Yeah, that would probably be the best way to see them.
I've been giving you guys my full attention, so I'm not even on.
All right. I don't know that I fully understand this game, John. You need to explain better to us.
Everybody needs to know that this is John Brannion's game.
I will take full credit for this.
Oh my gosh. Is this where we're going to do is this where we're doing our scripts, John? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is this is a little thing that I like to call triple play. Triple play.
Ah, that was very Caucasian.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Come on.
I'm gonna put it up there again. Triple play.
So what am I supposed to be picking?
What'd you find, Bob? Anything?
Well, yeah. What am I supposed to be picking?
You're supposed to pick a problem that you two bricklayers are going to try to solve.
Okay. All right. Caught your thumb between two bricks.
That's a problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I'm going to take full responsibility for this. Okay. All right. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to do a scene now. We're going to make up a scene on the spot. And I am going to be, I'm going to be the foreman on the job site. And I'm going to try to help these two guys, these two bricklayers, solve their problem. And so we're going to act out this scene. But Johnny and Bob each have movie scripts that they have obtained without my knowledge. They each have a movie script from some movie, and they are only allowed to say lines from the movie. So the only response that they can give to me and to each other, the only lines that they can speak are from these movie scripts. And so that's the game. So we're going to try to solve this problem of they got their thumb between a brick, and I'm going to interact with them, help them solve the problem. Are you clear on how this is going to work?
I don't know.
You guys got your scripts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right, so here we go. Wait a second. I've got graphics. And
triple play. Oh,
scene.
Don't you say that at the end? This is like Bob batting 500 over here. You say scene at the end.
Hey, would you please let me?
Is that not a phrase? Batting 500.
Batting 500 means you hit 1 out of every 2 pitches. Batting 1,000 means you're just hitting it. You're hitting everything.
Nobody's ever said I've been batting 1,000. I guess that's why I've never heard.
You deeply insulted Mac Powell, and he'll never be back.
Batting 500 is what we're about to do right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And scene.
All right, do you start it, John? What do you do?
Yeah, I'll start. All right, guys. Gather around in here. We've got we're a little behind schedule getting this building up. We've got the foundation is way behind, and as you know, we can't build the rest of the building until we get the foundation laid. And so, Johnny, I asked you to kind of take charge of that. And can you give me a progress update?
Transfer Santiago. Yes, I'm sure you're right. That's the thing to do. Wait, I've got a better idea. Let's transfer the whole squad off the base. On second thought, Windward. Let's transfer the whole Windward division off the base. John, go out there and get these boys down off the fence. They're packing their bags, Tom.
Right. That was the same situation that we had last week, and I was trying to avoid having it repeat this week. So, Bob, why don't you tell me what your perspective is?
You throw quite a party. I didn't realize they celebrated Christmas in Japan.
Yeah, well, they do, and that shouldn't have affected our schedule here in Austin, Texas. So I'm hearing what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm a little skeptical that this is really what the problem is. There's a technique that's being employed that is causing the slowdown, if I'm not mistaken. And Johnny, you know what I'm talking about. So why don't you elaborate?
Son, we live in a world that has walls. And those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You? Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you could possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want that truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
I'm just trying to get the wall finished. That's what I want. I don't care whether you stand on the wall, next to the wall, or burrow under the wall. I just want the wall finished. Now, Smiley, you remember a couple of weeks ago, I told you the theme for this entire project. I gave you the whole theme. What was it?
Yeah, I got invited to a Christmas party by mistake. Who knew?
Right. Right. The other theme.
Yeah, come out to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs, try to burrow.
You're gonna have to repeat that. You were breaking up.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together. We'll have a few laughs. We'll try to burrow.
We use words, okay, like honor, code, loyalty. We use them as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline.
But all things being equal, I'd rather be in Philadelphia.
Okay. I'm sensing that we're not on the same frequency here on this job site. I'm looking at the blueprints, and the blueprints are telling me something completely different from what I'm hearing from you guys. Now, we've got the core of the problem, as I understand it, is that we've got way too many thumbs stuck between the bricks. Now, I'm going to give you guys one last chance. Johnny, your thumb's stuck between the brick. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Give me the president on the phone. We're surrendering our position in Cuba.
Okay, that's not bad. Bob, your thumb's stuck between a brick.
Yippee-ki-yay. And I promise I will never even think about going up in a tall building again. Just please don't let me die here.
And scene!
I like how you stopped short of saying the full yippee-ki-yay line. You kept it PG, and we've offended everybody else.
Well, we have a DVD player that cuts out all the bad stuff because we're Christians. Why? Does he say something else?
Yeah, no. He said. I used to love that when they would do the edited movies and be like, you know what? Kiss my hand. I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay.
He didn't say kiss my hand.
We
You're a hot dog. He didn't say that.
We used to have a thing called Clear Play. That was
Yeah.
a DVD player, and you downloaded software, and then you put on DVDs, and it would cut out, and it was great because all of a sudden my kids could see Airplane, Blazing Saddles, like all this stuff. But it would just cut out, and it would just silence it. And when we first got it, I forgot that we had it, and I got The Departed because I heard that was a good movie.
Oh no!
And I put it in, and I think it started with Jack Nicholson, and he goes, "I'll tell you the problem with the Italians is."
Just quiet for a solid 2 minutes.
It was so long.
It's like it turns all of Martin Scorsese's films into mime work.
Yeah,
That's right. We edited out the bad parts. It's 12 minutes.
Right.
It's a short film now.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
you can watch it in a couple.
Well, the most
minutes.
famous one, I don't know if you've seen like Snakes on a Plane, the famous Samuel Jackson rant, but there's the TV version of that is he gets up, he says, there's too many snakes on a plane. But what he says in the edited version is there's too many monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. So there's like t-shirts that people sell that say there's too many monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. Like that's what they came up with. So it's tough to edit for television, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was sensational. I can't in my dreams I couldn't have imagined it going any better.
Yeah, no, me neither. Scene.
And scene. Yeah.
Are we supposed to tell what script we were reading?
I think they could guess,
I
right?
think they could probably figure it out.
I think everybody
If you
sings.
figure it out. That's right.
Yeah, if you figured it out, put it in the comment section. So we gotta wrap this thing up. Next week, just to let you know, there's we're gonna have Juan DeVivo from Casting Crowns is gonna be
Oh, very nice.
here, and he's gonna do stand up. And I'm not even kidding about that. He's gonna
Okay.
do stand-up.
Juwan,
Yeah, and so
putting it out there.
He does stand up though. Like he is really he's funny.
yeah, he's
He's
good.
got the bug.
So Juan DeVivo is going to be on, and if you liked this, you can donate.
No,
Oops.
it's over here.
Yeah, it's over there. It's hard to point. Try to point at it, Johnny. Yeah, there you go. That thing that Johnny's pointing at, you can point your phone at it.
Elliot.
There's also a thing in the comment section or in the description for donating, and it does help us out. And we appreciate all of you have been. Well, many of you, not all of you.
Some of you are
know-
freeloaders, and it's fun.
Some of you are freeloaders, but many of you have been very generous, and we do appreciate that. But if you got a couple of shekels that you want to throw into the coffers, it will help us keep the lights on. It will help us pay for this elaborate internet connection that we have, all of this fancy equipment that you're enjoying.
Bob does have a nice ring light. That's nice.
Bob's Halo.
Yeah.
I've got, you know what this is, you guys? You know what
What's
this is?
A rock. Some
No.
toast you made 3 days ago.
No, it's bread. It's homemade raisin bread that I made.
Everybody's making bread in the
With-
quarantine. What's going
with-
on? You know they
with
sell
cherries
bread.
in it. It's
They're not-
raisin bread made with cherries.
They have bread in stores. You know this, right? People are making bread like we're just going back to, I don't know. Everybody turned into Laura Ingalls Wilder the minute we get shut out from society.
I churned butter and I made
yeah.
some soap.
Raised a barn today.
I made some soap and I helped birth a calf.
Oh, neat.
Have either of you done that for real?
No.
What, made soap?
No, like birth the calf.
A monkey fighting calf?
You would, let me tell you what, Bob, you would never know. You would never know though. You've lost all the weight. You
Yeah,
look
I'm-
fantastic.
It took a while.
Yeah, well, Nicholas, somebody here said, whoops. Somebody said, oops, we're batting 500.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm giving.
Yeah, we're batting 500 in our giving. Somebody said that would be cherry bread, is what Nicholas said, and it's actually not. It's raisin bread made with cherries.
This is hair splitting. That's semantics.
How bored are you, Brandon? Like
I'm not bored at all because I'm making bread and
that's Indiana nightlife right there. You know what we're doing tonight, boys?
Hey, get some flour.
It's going down.
Well, I got to do something while I'm looking forward to the highlight of my week, which is the show.
Guys, thanks so much. Thanks for putting it together, John. We really have enjoyed it, and it's been a blast. I think we're getting better and better. And we have no evidence for that except for my feeling. I have a gut feeling. It's getting better and better.
Oh, well, it would be difficult for it to get worse.
That's true.
Let us know what you think in the comment section. Hit us up if you've got another theme song. Oh, speaking of which, I'm gonna play us out with this final theme song.
All right.
So you guys, can I do that?
You can kick us out and then play the theme. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to.
Oh, we stay in. Oh, I gotta.
No, you don't have to stay in.
I don't know.
I want to hear it.
Okay. Well, you'll be able to hear it.
Yeah, I want to hear it too.
Okay. I got to get back to it. This is.
Oh my goodness!
All right.
The wheels have come off.
I'm gonna play it out. Thanks for being here, you guys. I'm gonna play this, and you can jam to it. But this was one of the submissions that we got from Bob this week. I'm gonna mute you, Bob. Here we go. This is a little longer. This is kind of a. What's the word? It's a ballad.
Okay.
Now, this is a story all about how our life got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute just to sit right there. I'll tell you about our comedian show with some flair. In the church we were born and raised, at home chilling during the coronavirus, where we spend most of our days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and telling some comedian stories out on a stool. When a couple of us guys who were up to plenty good started to starving, comics quarantine show like they should. They told us stories during a pandemic that was declared. They said, we're going to tell some stories with some flair. We rejoiced and told stories with them day after day, and they laughed with us and told us to trust in the Lord's way. They told us stories with us and wondered if we should sell tickets. We put our faith in God, and we sold out within minutes. First God, then this. Yo, this is awesome. Drinking some grape juice out of a wine glass. Is this what the people during the coronavirus living like? This might be all right. But we keep telling stories about this and that. Is this the type of show for these cool cats? I think so. We'll see, as this is pretty rare. We have a show with plenty of flair. Well, the stories went well, and we all laughed. Our followers loved it, and we believed it was a crap. We ain't trying to end the show yet. We just got here. We told them stories that they should endear. We cried and we laughed as the end of the stories drew near. Our fans said continue, but it all became clear. If anything, we could say that this is a show was rare. But we thought, nah, don't end it. Yo, it's the Starving Comics Quarantine show to share. We pulled up the show thinking, ain't this great? And we yelled to our fans, yo, fans, thank us later. We looked at the number of people watching our show. We're finally there. Comedians during the coronavirus with some flair.
Scene.
That's like, when a white person is rapping because they say stuff like, well, my name is Johnny and I'm here to say that my name is Johnny and I'm here to say. Like that's when you know.
This guy did this so quickly. Like, I put out on social media, we were looking for a theme song, and he probably got it back to me in like 10 minutes, and then he just sent me the words, and I was like, yeah, can you record it? And like another 10 minutes later, like he cranked that out. That was so good.
Yeah. Well, keep them coming.
Keep them coming. We'll play them. We have nothing else to do.
We'll play them. All right. See you guys.
See you, bud.